If you are anywhere near my age, I'm 62. If you're anywhere near my age, you grew up in a very different America. When I was a kid, it was all about the astronauts and uh, new television shows, and TV was blossoming, and astronauts, and it was just baseball, apple pie, that whole thing. It was just completely different than what it is today. And I'm going to talk about that today because I feel like the American promise has gone away. And I'm going to talk about it today. So welcome to the show. This is the Dray Way. I'm Drayton Nay. I am your host. On this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me. So let's get started. We got a big show today. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. Look, I'm glad you're here. I want to talk about how I feel like we're getting scammed. And I feel like we're getting scammed from everywhere because I think this whole capitalism idea has just gotten out of hand. And without constraint, without some type of regulations in place, business has one responsibility as far as they're concerned, and that is to make as much money as profitable as possible. That their job is to simply just make as much as they can. And I don't know if that without restraint, without regulations, it doesn't work. Because what happens is all the money, it's like a game of Monopoly. We are literally playing a game of Monopoly, and we all know how Monopoly ends. It ends in one of two ways. Either someone gets everything, or on the way to someone getting everything, someone that doesn't have as much gets angry and flips the board in the air. And I can promise you this, I guarantee you this, there is a lot of us right now that just want to flip the board, especially when you have somebody like Elon Musk talking about, oh, I want $1 trillion pay package. Now, how big of an asshole do you have to be to even suggest that you want $1 trillion pay package? It's beyond reasonable sense. It's just beyond, my mind can't even calculate that or even think why somebody would be that big of a jerk off to even contemplate, I want to be paid $1 trillion. It's just, it tells you we've really gotten out of hand. And we've set up the rules so that the rich just keep getting richer. And as they get richer, they keep setting more boundaries and more rules, and they get more of their officials all locked in. And the politicians are all bought and paid for, all of them, because they all get to be millionaires and live a great life with their families. So they're not going to rock the boat. You know, why do you think this whole thing exists with companies, for example, that, the guy is no longer the CEO. He left with a $50 million balloon and all this other stuff. No one says anything because they're next in line for it. And then no one says anything below because they're next in line for it. Pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical prices only exist here in the United States. Crazy prices, really expensive stuff only exists really here in the United States. When you travel abroad, it's not horribly expensive. Like on August 1st, I got into an auto accident. The hospital, West Henderson Hospital, charged me $36,000 for an MRI. $36,000. There is no justification on this planet for a $36,000 MRI except for total greed and trying to rip somebody off. That's it. It's just pure greed. There's no such thing as a $36,000 MRI. Especially when you go down to Mexico for $700. Some places $350. So what are we doing? Because apparently America is just turning into one big scam. Dray is a scam. Insurance is a scam. Insurance is, I don't know about you, stop for a minute. Just stop for a minute and sit down and go, I'm paying for home insurance. I'm paying for life insurance. I'm paying for auto insurance. I'm paying for health insurance. Just stop right there and take a look at that bill. Take a look at the bill you just pay for insurance. It's insanity. And our health insurance is just getting completely out of control. It's now gotten completely out. It's almost better, minus having leukemia or something like that. It's better now just to pay for stuff in cash. It's less expensive to go to a doctor's office and just pay in cash. It's less expensive because there's lots of people that are paying $1,000, $1,200, $1,800 a month for insurance. And you have deductibles and co-pays, and it's just gotten ridiculous. It's out of control. And somebody needs stop, time out. Because they can't do this anymore. They can't do it. They can't pay their mortgage. They can't pay their rent. They can't buy insurance because now, you can't even drive a car. You have to have insurance. But there's a lot of people driving goes, I got to make money. I got to do what I got to do, but I can't afford car insurance. I can't afford it. I literally can't. And that's what's starting to happen with everything. Owning a today, buying a house today, yeah, complete con, just a crazy thing to do at these prices, at these interest rates. Yeah, you got to be crazy. Insurance, just a ripoff. Pharmaceuticals, just a ripoff. The auto industry, complete ripoff. What are they building $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 cars for? For who? Who is this? Who are these cars for? And they're like, because we know they got thousands and thousands and thousands of them that haven't sold. They're still claiming to make all this profit. How much profit are you making on one vehicle if you can sell one and be profitable? Because you got thousands that you haven't sold, but yet you're somehow still making a profit? Well, how much profit are you making on those $80,000 cars? And why are you building $80,000 cars? We would really like to have cars that work for $25,000. That's what we want. In fact, we'd like to have cars for 15, 20, 25,000. But what is this craziness building all these $80, $90, $100,000 cars? It's a scam. It's a skew poor. All of it is. Like I've said before, we buy the most pharmaceuticals of any country in the world by far. So please explain to me why we pay the highest prices. Why? If we buy the most, why do we pay the highest price? That makes no sense. Why in the rest of the world are people buying insulin for a few bucks? But in our country, it's $50, $60, $70, $80, $90. But in any other country, it's $4 or $5. Why? It's all turned into just one big giant ripoff. The whole thing. And instead of being a proud American, I'm saddened by everything that's taken place. I'm saddened that the America that I grew up idolizing and thinking was so amazing has turned out to be just one big greed fest. How much money can I take? How much money can we get from the American public before they just can't take it anymore? Because that's what's going on right now. That is what's going on in this country right now. How much can we take from the American people before they just can't take it anymore? And I hate to break it to everybody, I think we're there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. I mentioned it earlier about, Elon Musk talking about a $1 trillion package. You're an asshole. There's no reason for $1 trillion, dude. And I hate to break it to you, but I don't even know if Tesla's going to be around in a few years because BYD makes a much better car. Much better. Quality is 10 times better. And it's less expensive. And they are kicking your butt. Because I can assure you at BYD, there's no one there talking about, I need $1 trillion to stay around. I need $1 trillion to, yeah. They're focused on every single day making a better product. Day in and day out, BYD is focused on making it more efficiently and making it better. You're not doing that at Tesla. Right now, Elon Musk is, we're going to bore a hole through this and go to China and blah. And oh, yeah, we're going to have rockets that go to Mars and blah, 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 blah. You ain't going to Mars, and your tunnel thing, who gives a shit? All right? But you should be focusing on Tesla cars, but your Tesla cars are crap. They're crap. They're built like garbage. Your cyber trucks are a joke. I see them on the road now, and I can hear rattling as they drive on the road. It's a complete joke. $1 trillion. What's the matter with you? How do you think that's even justifiable, or why big asshole do you have to be to even want $1 trillion? You, with the billions you've got, you could never you did it in 10 lifetimes, but you want $1 trillion. What a jerk. I'm sorry. This is my whole point. We've just gotten to a level of greed that not only isn't sustainable, but I don't want to be around it anymore. I don't know about you, but I don't want to partake in this anymore. I don't the rat race to a whole bunch of money, because you don't take it with you. It ain't going with you. So you're collecting all the money, but yet you see all this misery around you, and you don't do anything about it. You just hyper focused on making more and more and more money when there's so many people in need. You just look like an asshole. I'm just saying. Let me know what you think in the comments. $1 trillion. Give me a break. It's laughable. Tesla? Yeah. Good luck, Tesla, because BYD is kicking your butt and you know it. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. I keep hearing that this new ballroom is going to be the Donald Trump ballroom. I can only tell you now that whoever gets in office, if it's Gavin Newsom or whoever it is, I think their first obligation when they get in the office is to tear down that ridiculous $300 million ballroom. It doesn't represent the United States, and I don't think anyone wants that piece of garbage there, especially with Donald Trump's name on it. I can't think of anyone that wants to go into the White House and see Donald Trump's name on anything. And the fact that he already just destroyed the entire east wing of the White House without any plans, because there's systems and procedures in place for doing things with government buildings, but yeah, Trump thinks he can just do anything he wants. He can just destroy anything he wants. So the next president can destroy anything he wants. So I suggest strongly that the next president destroy that piece of shit ballroom, because nobody in America wants that thing, because it does not represent the people. It represents a bunch of snob-nosed oligarchs and a bunch of rich people that has nothing to really do with America. And it's the problem with America right now. We have too few that too much. We have a small group of have just way too much money. And it's completely gotten, and unless it's going to continue to get worse until we all know what happens when too few have too much. We've seen it through history and time. We all know what happens. It's a bad outcome every time. And this time, it's getting bad. They're making sure that the poor don't even have food now. Not only do you not get medical care, but now you're so poor that you can't get food either. And this country is the richest country in the world, but yet we make sure our citizens are hungry. Make it make sense. Your country is only as the sum of its people. And we've lost that, because we have millions and millions that need to help, that need to be picked up. And you rich fuckers don't do anything. You don't do shit. You have billions and billions and billions of dollars. And what do you do to help the poor? You don't do shit. I'm glad you have those billions. Good for you. Let me know if you get to spend in heaven, or in many of your cases, hell. That's the Dray Way for the day. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dray Way. Have a great day, everybody.